Hey, this is Marcus, and in this video, I'll be telling you 3 mindsets that helped me make my first $100,000 in business. And mind you not, I wasn't in real estate or insurance, and how these same mindsets can help you get started as well. I ran a dating advice company for men in Singapore, and I brought it all the way from zero and to more than 6 figures in revenue. And I did it without any referrals, without any cold calls. Fundamentally, dating advice is quite a sensitive market especially for Asian men. And I knew that the cold market would be much better suited for my business. So the first mindset is the SMP versus SME. This is a mindset that I actually sort of stole from Alex Hormozi. And the basic premise of this is that you got to invest in skills, right? Instead of investing in S&P. I do know that many Singaporeans, they like investing in the stock market. In my 20s, I really pretty much focus more of my attention on skills, right? Because when it comes to skills, it is much scalable. And if you think about it, if you have $20,000 invested in the stock market and the S&P probably returns you around 8 to 9% per annum over the last 10 years, you're only going to get around $1,000 to $2,000 per year. And if you divide it by 12, that's barely an income. My first ever skill set was in copywriting, and I started freelancing, and then I learned digital marketing, I learned paid media, I learned SEO, and I learned management, I learned delegation, I learned business analyst skills, I learned automation, I learned systems thinking, and then I learned sales. Okay, so when you stack all these different skills together, that is when you are able to produce a business. I mean, if you are someone who is into passion, you'll be able to turn your passions into a business, into income. How I picked out how to learn those skills was that I was learning from people who had already done it, who are already practicing it on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to formal education. Okay, and trust me not, I am not against formal education. I eventually got my degree at 29 years old. So mindset number 2, price versus value. Okay, people who get an ROI, people who are results oriented, and people who actually so-called succeed in different aspects of life look at the ROI. Okay, they look at the value they are able to get as opposed to just price when it comes to purchasing anything in life. When I was 21 years old, I was heartbroken and I couldn't get a girlfriend. I was very unconfident, and at the point of time, I only had around $8,000 in my bank, and to my mom's horror, I took $4,000 and I invested in a coach. Okay, and the whole point is this, right? That coach was already doing something that I want to do. He had a beautiful girlfriend, and he was someone that I looked up to, and he had successful client testimonials, and all I had to do was to just be involved in the community and just follow in his footsteps. Okay, model the footsteps that he did. And eventually I found success in my dating life around 2 years after, and I had consistent relationship success after that. Today I have a beautiful girlfriend that supports me in my business pursuits and in all aspects of life. And I want to contrast this with a friend that I know. He has been struggling in this area of his life since I knew him when he was around 25, 26, and half a decade later, or even more than half a decade later, he's still struggling in his life. Okay, when I speak to him, it's sort of like talking to an adolescent who is still stuck in teenager life. Well, and whenever I would speak to him and actually just hint at the idea of maybe investing into gym memberships so that he can get in better shape, or maybe investing in a psychologist, investing in mentors and coaches, he would never actually proceed with the action. I don't say all this just to make a point or just to disparage my friend, but I want to contrast the stories, the two entirely different stories that we've been through. For me, at the point of time when it was really difficult for me to invest, I made an investment, and I actually made multiple investments after that, right? Getting different coaches and attending different programs in different countries. And I think it's the same for when it comes to picking up commercial skills such as digital marketing, sales, and investing into equipment like cameras like this, camera stands, microphones, and all this. All this costs money. A good laptop to run my business on, a nice and peaceful working environment, instead of buying toys. Okay, I always make this joke. There's a lot of service professional taukees or business owners that they drive a very nice car, but they can't afford a basic website, and basic digital marketing budget to actually scale their business. Okay, where for the car they are already spending around like $2,000 a month. Okay, you can easily invest that money into digital marketing and grow your business from 6 to 7 figures. Okay, mindset number 3. Okay, viewing money as a tool. This is something extremely personal to me because I grew up in family conditions that wasn't too ideal. Okay, at one point of time, my family faced bankruptcy, and money was always seen as a scarce thing, as a survival tool. And this is a mindset that I myself is trying to learn. Okay, money as a tool and not being seen as scarcity or just for survival. Because in business, you have to invest first. Okay, you have to buy the cameras, you have to buy the laptops, you have to buy your cost of goods, and you have to buy even labor, right? Employees and freelancers and all that, and all this costs money, and that is before you get paid, that before you make a sale, so that you're able to cover the cost, right? You have to be able to provide the cost first, and this is very different from an employee mindset. And I've been in an employee position before, where they give you a stagnant salary, and that stagnant salary is actually used, and you're saving this portion for this, and you're saving portion for groceries, and this portion goes into the savings account. In business, you have to put up the money first, and hence it's very important to see money as just a mere tool, and it's not just for survival. And making this leap from a scarcity mindset is actually something that I myself still struggle up to today, and I myself is still learning up to today. And I've never seen any business that inputs around 10,000 and you make $1 million. Okay, that is just all questionable schemes, if you will. Every single business requires some sort of investment. When I was working for a startup, even at $1 million revenue, our cost was around $50,000 a month. Okay, and the net profit was around $30,000 a month. So as you can see, right, they had to put up $50,000 per month. Okay, first before getting back that $83,000 to make up the $1 million revenue. Okay, so that is the last mindset that I would say. Money as a tool, the ability to perceive money not in a scarcity, but from a point of so-called abundance, if you will, and looking at the return of investment instead of just looking at the cost. So these are the 3 mindsets that I would say helped me grow from $0 all the way to more than 6 figures in revenue, even before graduating from university or having any fancy certifications. And I hope you take away these 3 mindsets from this video, implement these in your life, and I'll see you in the next video.